13, leading the Evo class. Luke Hedger, the Superstock 600 champ, on 11. Billy McConnell is down on 10 points ahead of Callan Cooper, Bjorn Estment, Sam Hornsey and Dan Cooper. And then just outside the top 10, we've got Rispoli, Stapleford, who made a brilliant comeback after his first lap incident, Allingham, Daly and Finn Juha-Kallio. The grid looks like this. Luke Jones, he's been a champion 10 times in his 25 years since he first started racing karts, and he is on pole position ahead of Glenn Irwin and Jake Dixon. The second row, headed by Martrain Yamaha's pre-season favourite Alistair Cely, ahead of Evo Class Triumph Alex Olsen and Kawasaki's Luke Hedger. Row 3, Luke Stapleford, Triumph, ahead of Callan Cooper's Yamaha and Billy McConnell on the Smiths Racing Triumph. The fourth row, McConnell's teammate Graham Gowland, the other man to crash out late in yesterday's race when holding a strong position, ahead of Sam Hornsey and Bjorn Estment from South Africa. So all set up there, number 82. At least he's got himself some decent leathers overnight. Must ask him about that. Luke Jones on pole position, 25-year-old from Hereford, who first ever became a champion with the Rissington Karting Club back in 2000. He's also, of course, won Aprilia Super Teams, the British 125 GP Championship, and the Triumph Triple Challenge in 2011. Here he aggressive Glenn Irwin looks in the middle of the grid on that bright green and orange Gearlink Kawasaki, and I think he might have grabbed the inside line critically as they go down the hill. Irwin has done, and yesterday's race winner and championship leader barrels his way to the front. And straight away, Luke Jones has been battered about, back to about 4th or 5th place in the early skirmish. That's not what the Herefordshire boy wanted. He's now back to 5th place. Cely has burst through to 2nd. Gowland has muscled his way through to 3rd, ahead of Jake Dixon. Billy McConnell 6th, ahead of Stapleford, Hedger and Dan Cooper.
Yeah, Irwin knew exactly what he wanted to do off the start there. Got a brilliant launch, then toughed it out with Luke Jones, who has been a little bit beaten up on this first lap. He won't be happy with that. And as you say, it was Cely. Cely's got a good start on the Martrain Yamaha, and he's right up there as well. Look at Cely on the outside, 34. Irwin on the inside, and then
Gowland surges through on the inside on the Smiths Racing Triumph. No messing from the Northumbrian, trying to make up for his mistake late yesterday, but he finds himself suddenly being broken back past by Glenn Irwin. So Glenn Irwin back to the front, once again getting the better of the Triumph. 3rd place for Alistair Cely, who was kicking up the dust as they came onto the main straight. Gowler once again prods his way past into the left-handed Surtees, right into McLaren's, then through Clearways, brings them right back to the Clark Curve, onto the Brabham home straight to complete their 2nd lap of 20.
Now, one of the things that really impressed me with Graham Irwin, the green bike in 2nd, was his tenacious spirit yesterday. Every time someone passed him, he was straight back at them, always like fighting, just like that. And, you know, he's got a really, really good mentality. Whoa, he's aggressive. Billy McConnell there, going up in the 3rd spot ahead of Alistair Cely, and looking around the outside now of his teammate.
So McConnell is showing that Australian aggression very early on here, and Alistair Cely, he's a very cool-headed, smooth rider, the little Ulsterman, and number 34, he'll just be calmly viewing what's going on as he gets chopped about a bit, as the two Smiths Triumphs fence with each other in 2nd and 3rd places. The leader, that bright green Kawasaki of Glenn Irwin. Behind him, we've got Graham Gowland and Skippy McConnell. In 4th place, Alistair Cely, the wee wizard. And here goes McConnell, trying to get level with, but not able to pass his teammate, who goes back to the front.
Yeah, he's got a really good setup into there as Gowland looks very, very strong on the brakes. Obviously, the Smiths on Triumphs, 3-cylinder triples. Then Glenn Irwin and Billy, look at this. 2 tough men slogging it out there coming into Druids. Then behind them, you've got Dixon, Stapleford, then Hedger. Now, Stapleford, look, keep an eye on that man. He's in 6th spot at the moment. The black and orange Triumph just in your picture there. He has been brilliant all weekend. That's the man we're talking about. And I reckon he just might be a dark horse. I know he's back in 7th at the moment, but we'll be keeping a close eye on him.
I've never known you this biased and so keen on this on a particular individual, James. As we got at the front, the Smiths triumphs from Gloucester. Number 5, Graham Gowland. Oh, right beside him is Billy McConnell, nearly wheedling his way through there. But there's one thing about these two bikes, James. You know they're going to be evenly matched. Number 5, number 3, the same team.
Yeah, Billy McConnell just putting the fastest lap of the race as he slips inside his teammate up at Druids once again, 47.4. But there was only what was there, 1/100th of a second between them in lap times, and we've got the top 6 in less than a second still at the moment.
Billy McConnell set the new lap record 12 months ago of 46.77 seconds, 92.96 miles per hour on the Smiths Racing Triumph, and now he's set the fastest lap of this race. He leads the way, and Alistair Cely has just filtered his way through, back to 3rd place behind the Triumphs. He will now become the danger man. Yeah, especially if these two keep cutting one another up, James. He'll love that because he can just close in on them.
I was going to say, they are treating it like the last lap. They literally are just swapping paint. I bet Cely can't believe this at the moment, but this is great for us anyway. They're two teammates, and look at that, 47.0. Alistair Cely, number 34, and the Martrain Yamaha in 3rd spot. There he is. He is such a neat little rider, and he is always there. And look at that, interesting as well, the top 3 just starting to edge a little bit from Irwin. These are probably some of the most experienced guys in the field, and maybe it's just starting to show in these really perfect conditions.
Glenn Irwin is getting, he's got number 8 Luke Stapleford right on his back wheel now, so number 8 Stapleford looking to try and find a way past as we watch once again Gowland try to move inside his teammate, but McConnell holds on to that advantage as they drop down Paddock Hill. Luke Lucas Stapleford running in 5th place at the moment. Irwin just in front. He's got him. I thought he was going to move through and try and make a move. So 3 triumphs now in the top 4 as number 8 Stapleford moves through into 4th place. Stapleford on the Profile Racing Triumph.
Well, this might not be a bad thing for Irwin either. Maybe here Stapleford will just pull them back to the leaders because they'd lost a little bit, about a second. So sometimes that happens if you're just losing a bit and someone slips past you and you think, right, I'll just try and hold on, and sometimes they can pull you back.
Tell you what, Stapleford likes that Triumph. He looks good on it. He really looks strong. As we see Cely now get alongside the Triumphs down the straight, but not quite able to find a way past both of them, or indeed either of them.
I'll tell you what, don't you think, I reckon the Gowland's helmet is kind of a bit reminiscent of the old Barry Sheen helmet. Have you seen it from the sort of front onwards like that? It just reminds me of, I don't know about you, but I don't know, it's got a little bit of sort of the ex-Sheen about it.
It has, you're absolutely right. On the 8th, cool. On the 8th of 20 laps already. So we got McConnell, Gowland, Cely, the three experienced men in this field. And look at them, 3 very, one man keen to reclaim the crown, and 2 men very keen to actually become British Supersport champion. Billy, of course, has been so close before.
He has, and on that last lap, there was 1/100th of a second separating all 3 of their lap times. How neat is that? What about it this time? 1/10 of a second on it.
Behind them, Stapleford, Irwin, Hedger having a good ride. Dixon now back to 7th. Jones is 8th. Estman 9th. And Sam Coventry is the leading Evo bike in 10th ahead of Taylor Mackenzie, and the second Evo bike of Olsen in 12th place.
Now, Billy McConnell, he is such an aggressive rider as well. Billy on the bike out front there, really tries everything he knows. Then we're looking at here, we got Estamont, Coventry, Mackenzie, Olsen, Cooper.
Number 90 is Sam Coventry, the 20-year-old from Portsmouth on the road and racing performance, Evo Kawasaki, having a strong ride, top 10 ahead of Taylor Mackenzie's Taiko Suzuki.
Yeah, and you can recognise Evo bikes from their yellow number plates with the black numbers. He's the second bike in his picture, is Sam Coventry, and that's a good ride from him. And right behind him, as you say, is Taylor Mackenzie on the Taiko Suzuki, so he'll be trying to get past. And behind them, we got Olsen, Cooper, Hornsey and Allingham bringing out the top 15.
Coventry actually spent a season in the Spanish CEV Extreme 1000 Championship back in 2011, so a fair bit of experience for a 20-year-old. Talking of experience, look at this gang in the lead. Still, Billy McConnell has begun to they seem to have settled down a bit, as if they realise that it isn't the last lap yet, so perhaps they ought to just wait before they start carving one another up. This is half distance, James. 10 laps complete out of 20. Cely wants to... Oh! Cely collides with Gowland, who didn't realise he was there and was going for an inside move on Billy McConnell.
Well, the gloves are off. The gloves are off, and look at Cely in no time at all. I think he had to do that because he thought, I don't want Gowland being next to me for the next corner. Cely just decides to pull the pin. Can he actually make the break? Because that was, you know, he just decided he was going. He had a little clash with Gowland going into paddock, and it is fast there. You know, approaching it 140, 150 miles an hour. This is it. Watch the two bikes on the inside. Boom.
Wow.
Gowland doesn't even know he's there. There's no malice in it. They're just, you know, a bit unlucky on where they are on the track. But let's have a look what this lap time is. Did you see it there? Just trying to spin up. But he's such a measured rider, is Alistair Cely. You know, he's so good on the throttle. He's neat. He's conservative with his style. And here comes Gowland again. Gowland up the inside of McConnell. And almost certainly he is after the wee man.
And I was going to say, Gowler at least this time knew that there was no chance of Cely being behind him, but look how McConnell tries to come straight back at him, round the outside at Druids, and then to set himself up for an inside at Graham Hill. But the two Triumphs fighting furiously for second and third places, but trying also to claw back number 34, Cely.
Yeah, and this is when Cely's at his most dangerous. He's got a bit of clear track. He finds his rhythm, and this is where you've got to be very careful. Mistake there from McConnell, went too wide, just coming to clear. And that's what I was going to say. He's just got to be very careful. He doesn't just take a 10th here, a 10th there, and just slowly eke out this lead, because that is what is very good. 46.7, the first time. That is the first 46 of the race, and he was matched.
It's a new lap record by 0.02 of a second underneath Billy McConnell's record from last year.
Yeah, that is... I knew it was going to be a quick lap. You could see it. Backmarker as well. This will come into play. Backmarkers are crucial around here. So Cely absolutely putting his intent down there. McConnell's got to be careful. He doesn't get dropped here. He's had a couple of little mistakes on this lap. He's just going to neaten it up. And what a time to put that backmarker in between them. That is unbelievable.
So number 25, Dave Manley from Leicester on the A1 Graphics racing Kawasaki on that distinctive pink helmet. He has been well and truly dispatched, but he favoured Cely then because Cely cleverly nipped through before McLaren's, and suddenly that gave him an advantage of 0.87 of a second, which is a positive lead for the first time in the race. Yep. There's Luke Hedger having a good ride in 6th. Ahead of Luke Jones in 7th, Jake Dixon in 8th place. Oh, Luke Jones losing the outside foot peg down at the bottom of Paddock Hill. I think some of these guys as well, yesterday we saw them at the front. I think some of them still maybe haven't got their bikes perfect yet in the dry conditions. I know, speaking to Dixon, he was saying that, you know, they're still working on the setup and spring rates and still quite, you know, extensive stuff that they're still trying to fine-tune. They haven't done the miles of some of these other guys. James, there's a great Evo battle going on because Coventry has now got caught by Olsen, and there was only a 10th of a second separating them in 11th and 12th overall as they crossed the line. There is Alistair Cely. He leads the way, 2nd and 3rd place for Smith's Racing Triumphs. Then we've got Luke Stapleford, Glenn Irwin, and then the next batch go through. Bjorn Esmond and Taylor Mackenzie are the next boys through, but right behind them, Sam Coventry is under pressure. Oh no, I beg your pardon, Sam Hornsey is leaving his way between Coventry and Olsen. So Coventry number 90 has Sam Hornsey right behind him, then Sam, and then Olsen, Alex Olsen, number 11, in 13th place. That is the battle for the Evo honours in the two yellow-plated bikes there in the pack. Yeah, and there's 7 bikes there separated by 1.1 seconds, so that is how tight it is. And Taylor Mackenzie's got the better of those guys now in 9th position. Taylor just looks like he's put a bit of air. Maybe he was being held up a bit because now he's got a bit of clear track. Just seems to be... Oh, look at that. Sorry, Coventry, very, very wide that lap, and that might allow Olsen just to get the better of him coming down into paddock. Olsen's right with him as they cross the line, so the two Evo boys absolutely neck and neck across the line, and I think that Olsen might have made a nudge underneath. He did. And he grabs the lead in the Evo class. Yes, side by side up the Haywood Hill. Meanwhile, the Smiths Racing boys still running there strongly in 2nd and 3rd. But at the moment, Gowland with that advantage. But I tell you what, there's such a lesson there. We've spoken about backmarkers on this track, and they can win or lose you the race, and that is simply what has happened there, because Cely was just ruthless. He managed to get that backmarker just at the wrong spot, and
you know, for the others, but that was a race-winning move, and yeah, that's what's cost them the race. You know, you've just got to be in a position. I know it's a difficult position. They met him just at the wrong place, but yeah, that's cost him, because Cely now 1.4 seconds, eking it out, and it's now a battle for second and third out of these two triumphs.
This is the inter-triumph battle, inter-team battle between Graham Gowland, 28-year-old Northumbrian, former Spanish Supersport champion, former British under-21 motocross champion, and Skippy McConnell, the lad from Adelaide, who is, of course, a former jet ski champion before he ever took to two wheels. And a problem for, is that number 95 pulling off? Would you believe it? I was just about to say how well David Allingham was doing. He was running a strong third, right between Olsen and Coventry in the Evo class. And the 19-year-old student from Eglinton has had to retire.
Oh, God, they look close there, sorry. They look really close, they're coming into there. And, you know, at the end of the day, these guys still the only guys on track. They're all still in the 46s, which is quick, lap after lap at the moment. And they are really putting in quite some distance between Stapleford in 4th, Irwin 5th, Hedges 6th, Jones 7th and Dixon 8th.
So Alistair Cely has a comfortable lead of about a second and a half, but nothing is sorted for the rostrum positions. The Smiths Racing triumphs, and that lad, Graham Gowland, and right behind him, Billy McConnell, on to the 19th of 20 laps. So this is it. Now they can start treating it like the last lap, James, because there's, if you put 2 laps of the brands into together, you get a normal lap. Oh, here's Skippy coming up the inside, and he makes it stick.
I tell you, has he gone too early, though? That's the big question. But would he have blocked him on the last lap? Because there's only really a couple of passing places when someone's nearly as quick as you, and it's there into Druids and into Paddock, and they're only going to get one more crack at the passing spot into Paddock. So Billy's really going to have to go a fraction wide through there, slightly different lines, and look at Gowland just starting to build. Watch their rear tires here as well. Billy was really sliding it on that last lap. Gowland's got a brilliant drive too. Billy's got to cover his line, force him to the outside, which he does.
Gowland can't make it round there, so the good work by McConnell. He just gets the right piece of tarmac under his wheels. And Gowland again he goes for that early apex to prevent Gowland looking underneath at Druids.
He does, and as long as he's clever now, there's a backmarker though, that might play into somebody's hands. You've got to go up the inside. No.
Oh, my goodness. And Gowland does manage to get up the inside, but McConnell won't let him through. Gowland goes for the inside. He's passed there before, but doesn't make it stick this time. It's the final lap here of the second motorsport, British Supersport race. Gowland tries to... Oh, he forces it away underneath McConnell. They're locked together as they come round through clearways, through the Clark curve. Cely wins it for Martrain Yamaha. Second place for Graham Gowland, I think, by a whisker from Billy McConnell. Great racing between the two Smiths Racing triumphs. Let's hope they're still pals, and they are good lads. Two aggressive, thoroughly, well, racers, aren't they? Alistair Cely has won. Gowland, McConnell, Stapleford, Irwin Jones. Looking back for Alex Olsen is the man who's, I think Alex Olsen has finished 11th on bike number 11. He takes the Evo class from Coventry, and Steve Mercer in 15th overall takes 3rd place in that category. This is the overall winner though for Martrain Yamaha. Beautiful ride there from Alistair Cely. He just, when he decided to go, he made 2, shall we say, cutthroat passes on the 2 triumphs, and then set the fastest lap of the race, indeed a new lap record, and there he was, gone. Oh, Luke Hedger has gone from our timing screen because he's taken a tumble at Paddock Hill Bend, and that's not the best of places to go down. So the young lad on the Gearlink Kawasaki, teammate to number 69 there, Glenn Irwin, who finished 5th, has gone out of the race right at the closing stages. The winner then is that man on the Martrain Yamaha, Alistair Cely. 2nd place for Graham Gowland. 3rd place for Billy McConnell. So Yamaha Cely, triumphs of Gowland, McConnell and Stapleford. Glen Irwin's Geerling Kawasaki finishes 5th. Luke Jones' Triumph finishes 6th ahead of Jake Dixon's Yamaha. Taylor Mackenzie's Taiko Suzuki. Bjorn Estement's Appleyard Macadam Yamaha. Sam Hornsey's Triumph in 10th. Good ride by the young Shropshireman ahead of Alex Olsen leading the Evo class just from Sam Coventry. And then Rispoli riding for Keith Flint's team in 13th place ahead of Dan Cooper and this third Evo machine of Steve Mercer, which meant that Callan Cooper this time didn't make the point. 16th ahead of Dean Hipwell, Josh Corner, Grant Whitaker and the